Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP today is what we're going to be going over and what we're going to be looking at. Also guys, if you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Notification bell is going to help you the most. I try to put out videos basically every day here, trying to cover the space the best that I can. Also, for y'all who were on the live stream with me, I appreciate you being there with me. I'm going to try to figure all that out. My phone just kept dropping, so that was the trouble there. But I really enjoyed talking to you guys, had some great questions, everything. So we'll hopefully do more of that once I get it all figured out. So we'll dig into this. Guys, first of all, we got to look at Bitcoin first. All right, it's the granddaddy. A lot of these coins are really waiting on Bitcoin to make its move. And there's two different ways that we can look at this here. So we're in a descending triangle. We ended up breaking down through that descending triangle. And according to the Encyclopedia Chart Patterns, that's by Thomas Bulkowski, typically when you do break down out of these, the initial break, it's going to go down about 16%. That's pretty close to where we ended up coming. And what you can see here, my alerts, I want to be alerted if we drop down below $7,600, and then to the upside, I want to know if we're up above $8,200. Those are going to be the big ones for me, so those are my alarms. And the reason why I have that, guys, if we are to break back up to the upside, we're going to need to get up over top of this 200-day moving average, and that's going to be at $8,714. We've been trading below it. We've been having candle closes below it, and that's never a good thing if you're trying to stay in a bull market. The last bull market we were in, we never dropped below the 200-day moving average. So in my opinion, that's pretty significant right now. Okay, and also what's taking place, guys, in blue here is our 10 EMA, in orange is our 20 EMA, in pink up here is our 50 moving average, and in white that's our 200-day. But you see all these moving averages pressing down upon us right now. That's a really tough thing. What we would need to do is start having candle closes up above this 10 at least, because that's our short-term moving average right there, and we really need to get back up above that. And another thing I want you to pay attention to, I don't know if you guys watched the last Bitcoin video I did, but typically when you get across to this 20 EMA over top of this 200-day to the upside, you get really big runs. You can see here, guys, as soon as it crossed that area right there, we ended up moving up from roughly $4,600 all the way up, guys, to about that $14,000. I mean, that's how significant those pushes can be when you get this cross. Now what we're looking at to the downside here, why we need to be careful, is the fact that our 20 EMAs getting close to crossing down through our 200-day moving average. And typically when you have that, guys, you can really get pushed down hard to the downside, and that's what I wanted to show you here. So when we had this first cross, guys, we're just going to go off this first one here, when it finally crossed down through. Let me show you here. So this was the area right here at around $9,100. After that, for the most part, guys, we just got pushed underneath that 200-day moving average, and we were underneath it for over a year. And each time we'd come up to try to hit it, guys would short off it. So that's what I'm saying. We really need to push up above this 200-day moving average, get up above it as fast as we can right now, because having candle body closes below it is not a bullish sign. So you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. And we're also below the 50 moving average, which this entire move here, we've been up above it, guys. So that's where, you know, I'm either waiting for some type of little pattern here where we'll pop back up and maybe test the bottom of this triangle again. That's a possibility. Or this could maybe just be even some type of a bear flag here. Guys, bear flags, typically you'll have that big push down on volume right there, and then your volume will start to dwindle as you move sideways. Then you can have another leg down. And if we do have another leg down, my main target here, let me put on our Fibonacci, is going to be our 0.786. Because most likely if this is a bear flag, we're going to smash right down through the 0.618. So 0.618 is at $7,200. If we do, is this a true bear flag and we get pushed down, guys, I'm going to be looking right down to this area, this 0.786, where you can also see we had some support here. We were messing with the descending triangle, so we had a lot of flat bottoms there around that 57.82. Is going to be a key spot for us. But you know what's crazy with Bitcoin, what's taking place, we're having all this bearish stuff. We're breaking out of a descending triangle, which is bearish, right? We're below our 200-day moving average, which is bearish, below our 50-day, which is bearish. We may get a cross of our 20 EMA down through our 200-day, which is bearish, right? But then we go into our indicators here, and I want to show you a couple indicators, and these are my favorite ones that I like to use: MACD, relative strength, stock. So we'll go into our RSI. Now with our RSI though, we're at 27, guys. We're in oversold territory. So that's why I'm saying I don't know if there's going to be some type of squeeze or something that takes place here, because it would be hard for us to drop another large amount when our RSI is already in oversold condition. So it's like one of those things, we're looking at moving averages are being bearish, you know, descending triangle, that's bearish, below all these different moving averages, but the simple fact that we're not at 60 or 70 right now where we could have a lot of room to the downside. We're at 27 right now, so we're already oversold. And that's where we're kind of having these mixed signals, and kind of why you want to wait for confirmation, guys. Just really wait for confirmation. That's the main thing I can tell you. It's almost like one of those no trade zones right now. You want to see to which side it's going to break, then you want to jump on it. But the stock right now is at 34 and 35, so we're just above that oversold territory. But this here looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a downward cross there, so you know that we could get pushed down a little farther. A lot of times you'll see the stock pinned out at 0 and 0. That happens a lot of times as well, guys. So you want to look at that and pay attention to it. So that's Bitcoin right now. Let's get into Litecoin next. Guys, if you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Litecoin right now is at $56.49. And what Litecoin's doing here, it's trying to get back up above this 10 EMA, which is important. That's what we need to do to change the trend. Right here, we started to change the trend. We started to come up higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then Bitcoin dumped, and you see how far we dropped down. And we actually had a candle close up above that 50-day moving average, which was a good thing. But now, guys, you're seeing a lot. Whenever you see these dojis, I'm going to zoom in on these. Do you see this? This is a massive fight between the bulls and the bears. The bulls are trying to push up, get up over this 10, and the bears are basically shorting or pressing down off this 10 moving average. But right now, the 10, the 20, the 50, and the 200 is acting as overhead resistance for us. So for me, it's hard to take a long right now. I'm still waiting for more confirmation. I don't want to take longs when we're below all these moving averages. When you want to long something, guys, do you see in an uptrend, we're up above all these moving averages. You had the 50 cross over the 200, which was great there. That really pushed us to the upside. And then here we had the 50 cross down through the 200, and that's where we could really get pushed low. So, you know, with Litecoin, you want to be very careful right now, guys, and you want to wait to see what Bitcoin's going to do. So in terms of support, we'd look at that 22 for Litecoin. Next stop I would look at, guys, would probably be around this $47.93 to $50 is going to be a key area if we do start to drop to the downside. If we go to the upside, I'm going to be looking for us to get over top of $63 right there in purple. But you can see with Litecoin, it's almost like we had one of those head and shoulders, which many of you people have pointed out as well. Here's our large volume, left shoulder. Here's our head here, which is the mediocre volume, right in this range, which typically happens. Your left shoulder typically has the most, then your head, and then the right shoulder here is with less volume. And then we kind of had that neckline here, which we broke down through on that heavier candle. So that's what I'm saying, guys. For me, I don't want to take a long right now. I want to be patient. I want to wait for confirmation. I'd like for us to start having candle closes even up above first that 20-day EMA, then that 50, and then that 200. Now to get into a couple indicators with you here, let's take a look at our relative strength index. Relative strength sitting at about 35 right now, guys. So we did find support off an area where we typically do find support on the RSI. Right down there around 23 is how low we ended up getting on the RSI. Next one I wanted to show you was the stock. With the stock RSI, it looks like we had a little bit of a bullish cross there, but guys, we're just kind of kissing with the lines. So a lot of fight there as well. We're at 33 and 28, so we are about in that oversold territory still as well. But remember, with these coins, guys, you see over here, you can stay in oversold territory for quite a while, sometimes almost a half a month. You can be down there just like you can be in overbought territory up at the top for a long time as well, and it can keep running. But right now with Litecoin, just be very careful, guys. And then I also wanted to throw on a Fibonacci for us, because if Bitcoin breaks down to $6,000, Litecoin most definitely is going to be going pretty low, guys. That's just my opinion. Unless something really changes and all the money from Bitcoin's getting transferred over to the altcoins, you know, which is always a possibility, and they could start to split from Bitcoin a little bit. But right now we just have to put history on our side. And then we'd also look for the defense of this 0.786, which is going to be at $48.58. Okay, so that's Litecoin. Volume's low right now, guys. We just really need to get moving. That's the main thing. The longer we're trading below this 200-day moving average, the more trouble we're going to get in. That's just my opinion. Next one we'll go to is XRP. And this is the one I wanted to show you here. And what we're going to do for XRP, I actually want to take you out to the week. First on the day, you can see we're sitting directly on this support line, and that's going to be around that 25-26 cents right there. And oftentimes, guys, this is where the last time we were at this exact price when we made that huge market move to the upside where it was over 1,000% gains. Okay, so we're sitting at that same exact price right now, a quarter for an XRP. So I want you to realize that. And then also, if we go out to the week, and this is what I want to point out to you. So we'll go out to the 1 week chart, and what we're going to do is look at our stock RSI. And for XRP, typically, guys, when you get this bullish cross right here, we run hard after this. Okay, it may take a little more time, but you can see we're in oversold territory. We were at 10 and 92, or I'm sorry, at 11.01 and 8.52, but we did have a bullish cross here on the stock, and we had been below it since, let's see, on the 1 week, guys, we crossed to the downside. A serious cross would have been about that June 3rd, 2019, right in that range. But it's good that we're starting to see that happen again, and that we want to pay very close attention to how this candle is going to end up closing as well. If maybe we can get some type of Harami pattern, but the same deal here, we're still pressed on the 1 week here underneath that 10-week moving average, the 20, and the 50 as well. So let's go back to the 1 day now, because I really like to analyze things on the 1 day chart. I like the 1 day, I like the 4 hour, 1 week. Those are the ones that I really like to pay attention to. All right, so we had this massive dump here, guys. We broke out through this 50-day moving average. Things were looking good. We came up here, wanted to test this 200-day, and then Bitcoin broke to the downside, and we just fell hard. We ended up going to about 20 cents, but it got bought up pretty good there. You can see a nice little wick, and we've just been moving to the upside since. And what XRP is trying to do today is close up above this 10, and you can see we wicked up to the 20. So the 20 is very significant. If you guys pay attention to the 20, this entire downtrend here, we've been below it. So what I'm going to do is get a few indicators off here for you. So we'll take the 50 off just so you can see this specifically. All right, and we'll get our 10 off. All right, so guys, we've been below our 20 from the 27th of June. We were below it all the way till we got back up above it the 17th of September. So you're looking at an intermediate term downtrend there, and then we made that nice move on good volume, and that's where it looked like we were going to back test this and maybe set a higher high, which I'm sure we would have if Bitcoin wouldn't have dumped, but Bitcoin ended up dumping. So right now we're having a major fight with this 20 EMA, and I want to start seeing some candle closes and some confirmation up above it on more volume. Volume's been pretty low there. Okay, but with XRP, guys, we're sitting directly on that area where we pumped before, right there. It almost looks like a full bubble pop if you see this. So we traveled sideways for several months, and then we just exploded up in the matter of 1 month, and then we basically lost it all. And now what's happening is guys are accumulating. Do you see these large spikes of volume there? A lot of times I will show institutional investors basically accumulating and getting in. They don't want to push the market up too fast, but they slowly want to start building that position. You can see it here. And sometimes when they buy so much, you really can't hide that because the order books are thin. And you can see that big pump, and then it starts to shake back out. Then you'll get another pump, and then it'll start to shake back out. So it's pretty interesting, guys. But in my opinion, I don't want to make this too long here. I feel like people are starting to accumulate XRP for the long haul. So that's what I wanted to leave with you here, guys. If you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Like I said, I apologize about the live stream breaking up so much on me today. I don't know what was going on, but it was the first one. We were just trying our best, so hopefully we'll be able to do some more of those. But I wanted to get this video out to you today. God bless and take care, my friends.